Now, Nigeria's economic projections for the year may face major setbacks as crude oil prices plunge below $60 per barrel. This development could destabilize the country's fragile exchange rate regime and widen an already gaping fiscal deficit. The sharp drop in oil prices, driven by accelerated OPEC plus supply increases and weakening global demand, has triggered anxiety in government circles and among investors. TV260's Opeyemi Owosheni has more on this story.
Oil has long been the backbone of Nigeria's economy, but the government reliance on the sector is being tested once again. The country's 2025 budget was predicted on a crude oil benchmark of $75 per barrel and daily production of 2.06 million barrels per day. But current realities are far from ideal. Oil prices have tumbled, trading as low as $59 per barrel, while Nigeria's output has slipped to roughly 1.4 million barrels per day. Analysts say the gap between projections and performance may create major revenue challenges for the country.
When you now come to the aspect of the crash in the price, we are highly vulnerable, I must tell you. Even when we had the oil boom, you and I understand that we never invested this for a period like this. And I see the budget of the 2025 suffering, and we having more deficit, which might be much more than what we experienced last year because of this. I think it will allow the government to put on their thinking cap.
Most of our foreign exchange earnings still comes from oil. So when oil price falls, then the amount of foreign exchange we're going to be able to generate from oil also reduces. Because it reduces our supply of foreign exchange, which is essential to stabilizing our exchange rate, also reduces. The implication is that there might be some pressure on the Naira.
The consequences won't just be felt in government accounts. The bigger worry is how it could trickle down to the public, from rising borrowing costs and inflation to fewer job opportunities.
Yeah, it will definitely impact on them. Don't forget that government is the largest expenditure base of the country, the largest employer of labor. If they are unable to sustain that which they carry out, all we will see is that there will be retrenchment, there will be redundant. When there are redundancy in organization, you know what that implies. It spill over to the private sector. And that's why we are of the opinion that when you look at some of these areas, government needs to manage it properly.
Experts say it is time Nigeria shifts gear, moving away from oil dependency and developing alternative revenue streams.
I saw a communication between a friend of mine and his own friend who lives in the US. The friend is trying to come to Nigeria to come and do a procedure. Why? Because when he looked at the cost of doing that same procedure in America, vis-a-vis doing it in Nigeria, the American cost were about 4 times for him. So he was shopping for the right places in Nigeria where he can come and have that procedure. That's an isolated situation, but we can be deliberate about ensuring we can have more of such reverse tourism, which people can come to Nigeria and, and enjoy certain services simply because the cost is much cheaper in Nigeria.
I mean, government must look internally to reduce the pressure that we have on foreign products, and they must lead by example, not just giving instruction even to we the citizen that domesticate your things, patronize local product when they are not doing. It must start from Mr. President.
As Nigeria contends with falling oil prices and underproduction, the success of the 2025 budget now hangs in the balance. For experts, the real concern isn't in the figures, it's in the day-to-day reality of higher prices, weaker currency, and tighter household budgets. Opeyemi Owosheni, TV360 News, Lagos.